I think the thing that is probably going to gin up the most people mashing anger into their keyboards is probably my view that design has become commoditized and is losing its economic value
Mm.
rapidly. And I think the design industry has confused intrinsic value with economic value.
Mm.
So what does that mean? Design, something can be valuable.
Yeah.
Water, you cannot go a day without water,
Mhm.
but it has very little economic value because it's everywhere.
Mhm.
I think design had a window between the early 90s and the mid 2010s. And I'm not counting product design, right? Digital product design has become its own thing. But I think there's a window that designers had an opportunity to build economic value around a very, very powerful discipline. And I think we fumbled it. I think we fumbled it because we wanted to preach the gospel of design and talk about why design matters and why things should be beautiful and why, you know, doing human-centered design and
Yep.
the beautiful world of design. I mean, we kept taking our grad school theses that we all learned in design school and preached to the world, trying to convert everyone to the intrinsic spiritual and cultural value of design,
Yep.
which is all true. I would not be here. I would not be talking about it. I would not be running everything that I do as a designer if I did not believe all that.
Mhm.
Design is one of the most powerful disciplines. But there has not been effort put into making sure that what's called in business language, we capture the value of it.
Right.
Instead, we give it away.
Yeah.
We say, oh, we're really excited about this project. We'll do it for a minuscule amount because we just want the brand, that logo, or we just want to do it. Oh, museum, you don't have a huge budget to have us design something. That's okay. We'll do it for free.
Right.
Mhm.
And we don't get into defense of our economic value. We haven't built business models that allow us to build sustainable, growing businesses around it because people
Yeah.
argue, that's design. We
Mm.
should care about design, not the commercial stuff, not the money, not the business part. I didn't get into design for that reason.
Yeah.
You stay in design for that reason. You need a paycheck.
Yeah.
You need
Mhm.
reliable income. You need to
Mhm.
work at a stable company who can invest in your career, in your knowledge, in supporting you on projects for you to do your best work. That all comes from a business model. That all comes from strong economics.
Would
And
you,
so,
I'm really interested in what you're saying there, because I think we're all trained as designers, especially these young people who are bright eyed and bushy tailed going into design. And it's like art for them, or it's
yeah,
a way for them to express. But what would you recommend to them, I guess, as like these designers who maybe want to commercialize their arts or their communication platform? Is it important for them to also like do a program or go to school or learn business tactics at the same time? Or does that come
yeah,
after?
yeah. So like art informs design, but it's not design.
Yep.
You can
Right.
get a
Mhm.
Right.
lot from the world of art to be a better designer, but if you think design is just art practiced in the commercial space, you'll
Yeah.
be really frustrated
Yeah.
and
You'd be disappointed.
Mhm.
stunted. Yeah. But look, I'm not saying that every designer needs to get an MBA. Wouldn't hurt, but you don't need to do that. And I'm not saying that every designer needs to um, um, be a capitalist and extract the most money they can from their stuff. That's a personal decision as to what
Mhm.
everybody needs from
Yeah.
a money and income perspective. But what I am saying is that what you do is powerful. What you do is valuable. And
Mhm.
don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid to learn about it. Don't be afraid to put a higher number on that invoice than you feel comfortable with. Because
Mm.
I promise you, it's still going to be lower than what the client is probably willing to pay. I
Right.
mean,
Mhm.
yeah, lower than what the highest point of what the client is willing to pay. I think we just have to be proud and honest that what we do is valuable and matters. Because look, if even if a designer thinks this is art and I'm practicing my art for companies, okay, but look at the art world. The art world has no problem
Yeah.
building an economic model around art.